Inside my head, crashing down and filled with dread. Destruction grinding in my mind. Memories rewind and intertwine. Re-assimilate, save, assimilate, suffocate. Re-assimilate. Fragments flashing out of sync. Code corrupted, broken links. Circuit power, hard reboot. Stuck inside a never-ending loop. Assimilate, mutilate. Rage, assimilate, mutilate. Save, assimilate, suffocate. Rage, assimilate, mutilate. I'm glitching out. I'm glitching out. Moving out the mouth. I'm glitching. It's over now. Reality is loud. Chaotic sound. I'm glitching out.
Our final stop before Fearless, and it is here. Underground is set. Big match feel all through the show, so let's head to the first bout here tonight. Well, from Switzerland on break down to Munich, Germany for Underground. We've got big fight feeling here.
The following is scheduled for one fall, making his way to the ring, representing No Quarter Catch Crew from Blackpool, England, weighing in at 208 pounds, Charlie Dempsey!
With Charlie Dempsey taking to the ring for the opening matchup here tonight as our final stop before we are at Fearless. And it's a last chance for some of these stars to show their skills, harnessed and honed their craft ahead of a big Sunday night, tomorrow night. Well, it's a big night feel. We're kicking it off with a singles debut for Jeff Hardy. Added pyro and everything.
And his opponent from Cameron, North Carolina, weighing in at 225 pounds, Jeff Hardy!
The Hardy Boys debuted a couple weeks ago now in a losing effort to the New Catch Republic. Tonight, Jeff Hardy looks to bounce back and get onto winning ways. We shall see if that will happen here for the charismatic Enigma. The writing's on the wall. Charlie Dempsey has to overcome a very eager Jeff Hardy, who's clapping to start this bout off, as Dempsey offers the handshake. And, well, Jeff accepts it, and, well, Dempsey's cheap shot caught out of the gates, and we are starting the show right. Whisper in the wind already coming out from Jeff Hardy. You have to look at the big names here on Underground. Would Jeff Hardy make it into the rankings of the top 8 stars? That is something that needs to be looked at, especially if you're Ludwig Kaiser. You've been kind of drafting your battle lines, your stars for Fearless, and obviously with the tag team, they're sending Booker U to that tag team #1 contendership bout. A lot of stakes in that one, but for now, as we focus in on this bout, Hardy battling well here with Dempsey to kick off the night. Powerbomb position, but Dempsey fights and gets out of it and then tries to charge through at Hardy. But Jeff fights back, takes waist control, and a little neck breaker to just say hello. As Hardy springboards in, crossbody connecting. And a little twist of hate comes through from Jeff, and well, I got an issue here for Charlie Dempsey. He is in the drop zone for a swanton bomb. Hardy lands it and goes for the cover. 1, 2, nearly the 3. This has been all Jeff Hardy since minute 1. Dempsey's found no real avenue of attack. Finally gets the knees up to slow down Hardy. Irish whip of sorts sends Jeff down towards the front of the screens. Yet, as we say, a big night of action as almost an attempted German from both men, neither going to be able to connect it. Instead, Tiger suplex from Dempsey brings Jeff crashing down, and now Dempsey ascends to the heavens. It's his turn to fly. A count of 7. Big man Lennon ushers them in, but Dempsey opts to fly out, crossbody connecting. And that will reset the count as he tosses Jeff around and around. Jeff sent into the barricade. As Dempsey's punch caught, but Jeff's arm, he unloads heavy shots and now gonna send Dempsey into the ring post, busting open the brick. We're at a count of 7. As Dempsey back to his feet and back entering the ring. He unloads a combo of shots. Chop block to the knee. Takes down Jeff Hardy. The charismatic Enigma in trouble here as Dempsey, since being busted open, is starting to build a head of steam. Mat takedown onto Jeff. Now an Irish whip. Arm wrench. Brings it round the back. But he punches come through from Jeff. Fights out of the danger. Well, the boot's caught. Turns it into a dropkick. Nice signature Hardy offense. Head scissor takedown though. The counteractive maneuver from Charlie Dempsey, and he's looking for a cover here. 1. Quick kick out. Hardy has not taken too much damage, but he could be in a perilous position as full Nelson bridging into the suplex is Dempsey. He gets to 2. But Hardy's able to kick out, staying alive here in your opener. Dempsey fails to connect the dropkick, and Hardy going to make him pay. Crucifix pin. 1, 2, 3. Jeff Hardy steals it here in the opening bout of the evening. And when I say steal it, it's more so he secures it. This match was dominant from the get-go. An early twist of hate and the swanton from Hardy really set the tone for this battle. As Dempsey got busted up on the outside, he got a little bit angry and fired off this full Nelson suplex. And Hardy able to kick out of it. Once he got back to his feet, this crucifix comes through. Dempsey exhausted his options.
Here is your winner, Jeff Hardy.
And we get Mike Rome announcing the charismatic Enigma as the victor. His first win in IPW. And it's a big one to get his momentum shifting in his favor. Oh, we've got a few more bouts like that here tonight, so we'll send it to next one. Unlucky in her underground debut, but fired up to take on more competition.
The following contest is scheduled for one fall. Making her way to the ring from Adelaide, Australia, Zaria.
The former Prospects champion looks to take on some more competition here tonight. We've already seen a former Prospects champion here on Underground win a championship, that being Roxanne Perez. And it's impressive. Roxanne has won 3 different mid-card titles in her career. The Television Championship, the Prospects Championship, and now the Underground Championship. Zaria, while she never won the Television Championship, looks to maybe emulate the success that Roxanne has found after a very grueling match with Chyna to start off her run here on Underground. She did fall short, but it was a close battle. Tonight she goes up against a former Breakdown champion, a Ruby Belt holder.
Dublin, Ireland, the man, Becky Lynch.
As the man looks to lead the Underground to success at Fearless. A part of the women's team battling 2 former women's tag champions at Fearless this weekend. Her and Monet need to prove their dominance is there. Going up against Fatal Influence and Green and Niven. It is not an easy matchup for Lynch this weekend. Tonight, I'd say there's no difference. Another very difficult bout. The former Prospects champ faces the former Ruby Belt champion. And that's your second bout this evening. Let's get it on. As these two tie things up, it will be Zaria winning the power game as expected. Clean break between the two. We tie up for the second time. This time Lynch initiates and Lynch overpowers Zaria into the ropes. Will we get a clean break this time? The answer's no. As the man leaving an impact on to Zaria. We tie up for the third time, and the third one goes to Zaria, but she cannot capitalize and gets German suplexed for her efforts. Lynch now opts for the submission. Armbar applied. Zaria escapes. And we've seen both these ladies opt for different strategies here in IPW. Zaria the power game, and it's been a very proven strategy for her. Just knocking down star after star to win the Prospects Championship. Utilizing her F5 to do the work. For Lynch, though, it has been all about the manhandle slam as her big-time weapon. It has earned her success here in IPW. Obviously, winning the title thanks to becoming the resolution case holder. And it's important to stress, we are closing back in on Resolve. After Fearless, we will be heading back to City Limits. The largest show, or one of the largest shows in IPW. You look at what happened at last year's City Limits. Just the fact that we saw in the women's division the unification bout between Lyra Valkyria and Fallon Henley for the, well, now known as Women's World Television title. That was when Fallon won the TV Championship by beating Lyra at City Limits. Since then, though, things have changed. A lot of different faces in the top scenes of these divisions. As Zarya, STF locked in here. Lynch able to escape the hold. And just looking at the list of champions that IPW has had, as Lynch, nice armbar, the transition perfect. Demetrius Johnson-esque. But it's quickly escaped out of by Zarya, who's looking to punish, but Lynch escapes the punishment. Fires off a whip. Then a leg lariat to bring down Zarya. Right into that drop zone. The high rent district, a good place for Lynch. She launches the double axe. She doesn't wait for Zarya to get back in the ring. She just jumps and, well, it's more of just a sprawling shot that drops Zarya, and it almost gets the job done here for Becky. Lynch tries to follow it up, but Zarya going to evade the damage. Now tries for the spear, but Lynch leaps over. Lynch fights out of the grapple attempt from Zarya as well. Which leads us down this interesting route as the DDT works out for Zarya. He's going to put big time Bex down. The pump kick as well sends the man crashing to the canvas. You have to see this as a great opportunity for Zarya to prove she can hang with the big dog. She's already shown that she could against China, but China in terms of IPW has very little in terms of championship success. Lynch, we know, has held a top championship. Being the top dog of Breakdown to start 2026 all the way through to July. 6-month title reign overall, kind of, or just shy of that mark. As Lynch drops the leg off the top, the executioner's style leg drop, good for 2 and a 3. Lynch beheads Zarya to pick up the victory with the guillotine leg drop. And it was a solid showing from Lynch. It was a systematic dissection of Zarya to scoop up the slam, to put Zarya right where Lynch needed her to launch this leg across the throat. Zarya had no choice but to stay down because Lynch was on a tear.
Here is your winner, the man, Becky Lynch.
Well, big time Bex earns victory here tonight as we continue to build the momentum to Fearless. Yeehaw, mother truckers! I don't know why I feel that when I see this guy, but Yoshiki is here. Inamura looks.
The following contest is scheduled for one fall. Making his way to the ring from Ottawa, Japan, weighing in at 265 pounds, Yoshiki Inamura.
Ready to go here. We've already seen one men's matchup here tonight. Yoshiki, not the best of forms here in IPW, but a chance to prove himself, chance to earn victory with that interesting haircut of his. We'll see if he is able to get it. Against, well, the other half of the Hardys. And there's going to be a tornado slammed here tonight.
And his opponent from Cameron, North Carolina, weighing in at 236 pounds, Matt Hardy.
As Matt Hardy, similar story to Jeff in terms of unsuccessful in his debut against New Cat Republic. Tonight he looks for a little bit of, not necessarily revenge, but redemption. The Hardys were touted as a team that should have won in their debut. The New Cat Republic stepped up to the plate and just took a big dub against the Hardys. As Matt's, well, kind of just wanting to delete everyone from existence. We're set, ready to go. And the crowd, well, firmly behind Matt Hardy. As we get underway with this bout, Yoshiki tries to just pounce, launch Matt Hardy out of the gates, but not gonna happen. As Hardy takes control against Yoshiki, who roll-up attempt. The cover gonna be good, but not good enough to get the win. In fact, it was not even good enough for the 1 count. Jawbreaker from Hardy to welcome this battle. Inamura put down as Hardy launches, tries for the leg drop. We saw that do wonders for Becky Lynch in the previous bout. But it doesn't work here, and instead, Irish whip. Gonna put Yoshiki in the corner. And introduce him to the turnbuckle pads. Few to the top, few to the middle, and why not a few to the bottom? Hardy gonna rearrange the ring with that effort. Yoshiki tries for an elbow drop, fails to connect. Clothesline from Hardy. That will work out, and now a cover for him as well. Matt off the ropes. This time the leg drop will connect. And that's gonna tune up the band of sorts as the delete chants come through and we tie things up. Hardy continues his control. A bulldog gonna bust open Yoshiki Inamura, and the elbow drop just to add extra insult. Yoshiki gets up quite quickly though, forces Matt Hardy out of the ring. Hardy caught, chop and shot, ending in a clothesline for Inamura. He starts his offensive, but Hardy's going to stop that in its tracks. Looking to punish. Salt of the earth. And Fujiwara armbar. Going to be broken out of there. Hardy, caught, catch, and release from Inamura. Sends Matt Hardy flying. He follows it up with the elbow drop, and here on Underground, we look at just some of the talent that's here. There's so many big names. The drafted roster as Matt Hardy hits a side effect. He's put Yoshiki down, but look at the dire, unexpected outcome. Yoshiki fires up, gets to its feet, but Hardy, he's not having any of it. Neither's Yoshiki. The fight back's there. The spinning into the slam comes through. He's staggered. There is Yoshiki. Made himself dizzy. But here's Hardy. Jawbreaker. Could be big money moves coming from Matt Hardy. As he drops the elbow into the knee once again, trying to take away that base of Inamura. Hardy's boot caught, forced to go for the step up enziguri, and now calling for something off the top. Drops the axe, but the axe does not crown Yoshiki. Instead, Hardy out the back door, escaping the follow-up counter-attack, and then follows through with the Christian Cage maneuver, an inverted DDT. Yeah, you look at Breakdown, Underground, and Primetime, all four building 8-star teams for both men and women. There are so many names that could be battling for each brand, and I looked at the names for the men's division here on Breakdown. Filled with talent as the splash comes through here. Yoshiki could be looking to pick up the win. Gets the 2. Hardy able to kick out. Stays alive. Just how long will he stay alive? Yoshiki's on the offensive. German suplex comes through for him. Now he ascends once more to the heavens. Hardy up quick. And Hardy's caught. Yoshiki still attacking. Hooks him up for a big time kind of Uranagi. It's hard to call whatever that was. It was a mix of Uranagi / choke slam. Or spinebuster. That's probably what it is a spinebuster. Yoshiki takes Matt up and brings him crashing down to the floor. Hard landing for Hardy. Surprising to see Yoshiki up quick as well. He took a heavy tumble as well. Yoshiki's keeping the momentum going, piling the pressure into the body of Matt Hardy. Hardy tries to drop the leg again, but Yoshiki evades. Matt evades the drop kick attempt from Yoshiki Inamura. Follows it up with a final cut. Hardy ascending. Tries and will connect off the top with the leg drop. That will reset the count as well. It's the Hardy boys. Well, they wish they were at Fearless, but tonight they've shown up. Regardless of the fact that Matt has yet to win his matchup, they've both proven they deserve to be top contenders regardless. The only issue is right now, Matt Hardy could lose this matchup. Count of 6 here. Yoshiki the only one standing. Make it 7. Soon to be 8. There we go. Yoshiki caught napping. Hardy punches him back, gets back into the ring, a count of 9. And the count for 10 does not come through. We're back in the ring and back brawling as Hardy connecting, hooks him up for a little side effect. Ishiki down. Hardy brings him back up. Maybe looking to put an end to this as the action once again spills to ringside. But I think this spill is going to be more of a crash for Yoshiki. Boot caught. Not going to be a spillage, I guess, for Yoshiki, but more so now for Matt Hardy. He may have been looking for that twist of fate. Yoshiki with the splash, though. He connects on the outside. He could be closing in on victory now. Big money moves from Matt Hardy may have just cost him the match. 2. No. Matt Hardy kicks out of a third splash. A step up enziguri this time. I think another attempt at the twist of fate failed. Ishiki able to capitalize. Hardy in trouble. Put in the corner. Ishiki lines him up, charges in. Inamura connecting. And a scoop up and, well, a systematic slam down. Cover again for Yoshiki Inamura. 1, 2, 3. I'm speechless. There seems to be a curse with certain stars. Unable to get wins in IPW. Has the curse finally fallen onto Matt Hardy? It was on Obafemi, it's on Brock Lesnar as well. Now Matt Hardy, 0-2 in IPW.
Here is your winner, Yoshiki Inamura.
And for Inamura, he picks up his first victory in a bloody affair against Matt Hardy. Well, another bout down. We're into the second half of the show as we close in on Fearless with 3 more bouts.
The following is scheduled for one fall, making her way to the ring from Boynton Beach, Florida, Kalani Jordan.
Well, we've seen some interesting things here tonight, and we're going to keep the interesting things going. Women's action now is Kalani Jordan gets a chance against a champion here tonight. And in fact, the next 2 women's matches here tonight will see stars getting a chance against a champion. Who the champion is, though, I'd rather not spoil. But for Jordan, it's a good opportunity for her. Because she is up against the Women's Tag Team Champion.
And her opponent from Japan, one half of the undisputed Women's Tag Team Champions, Black Beach.
Well, Momo Watanabe won't be competing at Fearless. She wanted a little kind of like out to welcome or warm up the show heading into Fearless. She wants to make sure the teams that are competing for #1 contendership are on notice. That her and Saya Kamitani aren't a team to be trifled with. As well, throughout the month of July, Momo and Kamitani did do battle against teams across each brand. Momo's getting a little extra in here tonight as she ties up with Kalani Jordan. And these two both represented Primetime at one time. Kalani now on Underground. Momo sits on all three brands thanks to how the tag titles work here in IPW, but right now cover comes through. Watanabe kicks out quite quickly. But yeah, this is an interesting bout. As the runner-up of the Prospects tournament, Kalani Jordan here, going up against current tag champion. It's a good battle between these two, you've got to feel. Black Peach Watanabe, we've seen step up in recent weeks, forced to step up obviously during the showdown. Very close to making it to night 1 of the tournament, being one of the few stars or 3 stars eliminated in each division. As now she's going to work here against Kalani, putting her educated feet to good use. As the whip comes through, Kalani sent running. Momo pops her up, knee to the body, and then a high roundhouse dropping Kalani. Jordan able to reciprocate. Not with a kick, but instead a forearm smash, and then the boot hits onto Momo on the ground. Watanabe responds with a dragon screw, and she gets fired up here. We know the Black Peach can and will utilize her skills, her ruthlessness, an interesting word to say, as she tries, I think, maybe for the B driver. Kalani gonna connect with a super kick, but it just seemed to just glance off the side of Watanabe. Nice Hurricane Runner. Follows it up with some mounted punches. And Jordan, she's got Momo in a difficult position. The Black Peach, trying to find out the corner, will do so. Kick down south, punches up top. And Watanabe catches a nice Saito suplex. Jordan down and the cover comes through for the 2. But this is where Momo wants to be. She is a dominant force when given control. The issue is, obviously, she utilizes Saya Kamitani's skills as well. I believe the last few victories for the Tag Champions 8 have come through Kamitani's Phoenix Driver. Momo, as she misses a drop kick here, instead opts for an electric chair. Pop up, bang! Forearm to the back of the head. The discus shot doing numbers for Momo, but this is doing numbers for Kalani. As the head scissor takedown or Hurricane Rana into the mounted punches forces Momo to the canvas and could potentially bust open the tag champion. Watanabe forced to the corner. Jordan scoops her up, slams her down into the drop zone. Kalani's going to ascend. Jordan gets froggy with it. Connects with the frog splash. Momo put down for the moment, but brought to her feet. Jordan looking to punish, looking to put an end to the Black Peach. Scoop up, slam down once again. Well, a moonsault tries to hit the mark, but the Black Peach is not having any of it, and a Sonado is the response from Momo. Kalani stunned as the Black Peach this time will get her hooked up for a little B driver. The cover for Momo gets the job done. Watanabe secures the victory. That closing sequence just executed perfectly from Momo. He knew Kalani loves to fly. He uses that split-legged moonsault for victory, but here, bang, Sonado right on the target. Momo beckons her to the feet, lies in wait to strike with this little B driver. The crunchy of dreams gets the job done for the Black Peach.
Here is your winner, Black Peach.
And Momo Watanabe, victorious in the last 4 bouts, I believe. Really riding this wave of momentum as tag champion. Well, we finally reached our co-main event here in Munich. And it's gonna be a phenomenal one. Because there is only one AJ Styles, and he is here to perform.
The following contest is scheduled for one fall. Making his way to the ring from Gainesville, Georgia, weighing in at 218 pounds, the phenomenal AJ Styles.
When you see AJ Styles here in IPW, there's a lot to kind of prove. He's one of these interesting stars that you could see being champion on any brand, but he is like so many other names that I see. They look and feel like championship material, but when they get to them big moments, they just crumble. AJ has failed to capitalize in #1 contendership style bouts. And tonight, he needs to step up, because there's a little bit of hurt and a lot of pain heading his way if he does not overcome this foe. As the Tron says, it's time to let him in. And cue the best theme possible to set the fear into the heart of his opponent. The former television champion looks to make an impact here in the underground. A perfect dwelling for a fiend. As Bray Wyatt masks up to deliver the carnage. The confused, painful state his mind is in, and unleash the suffering onto AJ Styles. Twisted, sadistic is the Fiend. I would believe he and the Monster Abyss have had, well, he is considered one of the longest reigning television champions in IPW. Can he find footing here in his new home? Or will he fall prey to some phenomenal antics? It's your co-main event. And the energy, you can feel it building. But AJ Styles versus The Fiend. The crowd a little yowie wowie as they maybe give some support to The Fiend over the phenomenal one here to start this co-main event. We tied things up and well as expected. The Fiend getting in a cheap shot after AJ overpowers him. And for the second time, AJ going to force The Fiend into the corner. This one a clean break, but it will be AJ to land the first couple of punches out of the break. And then fire back with a German as well. It's a perfect maneuver to utilize here in Munich as well. The Fiend sends Styles running. And Styles gonna just bounce off the shoulder of The Fiend to then fire off a combo. Defensive good from AJ. Ripcord, lariat connects here for The Fiend. The boot comes up for AJ. Fiend's boot comes up as well, but it's caught. And AJ now starting to build some momentum. Side Russian leg sweep from the phenomenal one. Brings The Fiend down. Now a little phenomenal combo, ending with a clothesline. AJ fails to connect that forearm smash, the leaping shot. And The Fiend's going to capitalize. He scoops up Styles. He gives him a little gun stun, as you usually do. And we look at this bout. You kind of have to think or see that the winner of this would be potentially into #1 contendership positioning here on Underground. There are a few names dotted around the Showdown Championship, held by Cody Rhodes as Styles rolls through, calf killer in, rope break called by our referee Big Man Gregathy. He sees The Fiend's feet under the rope. And Styles gonna now capitalize. Sure, he failed to connect the calf killer, but he also fails to connect on the phenomenal forearm, and The Fiend's gonna make him pay with the cover, getting a 2 count. Styles in trouble as he's given The Fiend Bray Wyatt a chance to come back, but no. Maybe an attempt at a Styles clash there, but a backdrop going to be what comes through from The Fiend to counter it. AJ in trouble as his arm being just dismantled. The nerves being cut by The Fiend Bray Wyatt. The whip going to result in a hit onto the referee, Big Man Gregathy, out of position, but serving as official for Underground here tonight. Obviously on the international tour, our Breakdown and Underground. Primetime still sitting in the States, which could be an advantage for the flagship show, considering where we are holding Fearless is in Los Angeles, so these stars need to make a quick journey over to America for the big show, Fearless, on Sunday. But right now, A kiss goodnight is coming for AJ, and a little sister Abigail planting the phenomenal one down to the canvas. The cover for the Fiend, good for just a 1. What in the world? Styles, that's Fiend's levels of kick out. As a combo comes through, got kick as well. Styles, he's building momentum. Dragon screw leg whip brings down Wyatt. He hits off the ropes. Charges through. This time that forearm sliding shot connects. And the Fiend's in the drop zone. And Styles gets froggy. The cover comes through. Good for 1. Make it 2. And how about a 3? No. Bray surviving. But Styles, a little lethal injection. He's wanting to put an end to this. That could have been an attempt at the end, but the Fiend's not having it. Instead, it might be the Fiend putting out Styles. Mandible claw locked in. Styles breaks it. Escapes the danger of the Fiend's hand down his throat. Now locks in a crossface. Styles forced down to the hold. Now in trouble because the Fiend's building up some momentum. Catch. No release. Instead, Styles forces a break. He puts Fiend's against the rope. He's tossed out. And Wyatt standing there idly, recovering. Trying to save his skin after Styles' early offense. Built momentum, but now Styles, I think, tried to pop up the Fiend, but failed to do so, and now he's going to be punished. Clubbing blow to the back, and the Fiend charges in, dropping no, throwing his body into the senton. Styles, though, catches him. Backdrop, though, from the Fiend. He's on the defensive. Is Wyatt. And the defensive now turns into offense. Mandible claw for the second time, locked in. Choking out Styles. The cover here, good for 1, make it 2. But AJ kicks out. Stays in this battle a moment longer. As Wyatt off the ropes, the big boot misses. Styles to his feet. Hooks up the Fiend, goes for the roll up. Small package, good for 2. Kick out there, the Fiend stays alive. AJ and the Fiend really battling here. Up and over, Hangman's neckbreaker. Drop kick down south. As AJ, another combo of shots. The clothesline again will put the Fiend into the canvas. But it's not enough still to win this bout. Another forearm smash sliding shot fails. And the Fiend gonna punish. Irish whip. Styles caught on the drop down. Fiend catches him. Standing STO. The response from AJ. He is not going out without a fight. And he really wants to hit that sliding forearm shot. He does this time. And this time he opts for the cover off it. 1, 2. Kick out there. The Fiend surviving. On probably just the pain and suffering in his head. Just willing him to keep on battling. As AJ. Lethal injection. He is not slowing down. Is the phenomenal one. Styles springboard. The phenomenal DDT. And again, a backdrop. Every time the Fiend's head goes down towards the nether regions of AJ, a backdrop is the response from the Fiend, and a small package is the final response almost from the Fiend's playbook. This This is the beginning of the end. Styles in trouble as the Spider Walku comes through from the Fiend as he closes the gap onto AJ, who's slow to get up but caught, hung up. A little kiss goodnight, and the sister Abigail will bust open AJ Styles, and the Fiend gets the victory in your co-main event. A close battle between two stars that really needed the victory. But in the end, as the Spider Walk happens for the Fiend, he hooks AJ up into the sister Abigail, and the kiss goodnight is the end of Styles here tonight. Bang! Busted open, battered, bruised, and the Fiend victorious.
Here is your winner, the Fiend, Bray Wyatt.
A huge victory here to kind of ignite his underground run. From here we head to the main event. Well, the bougie baddie gets her main event.
The following is scheduled for one fall, making her way to the ring from Atlanta, Georgia, Last Legend.
Arguably her breakout year here in IPW in 2026. A great run in the Turmoil match that was cut short before the end. But she was one of the two standouts in that bout. The other now sits as champion of Prime Time's women's division. So big things, high hopes should be felt here for Lash Legend as her time in the underground kicks off against the champ. Big fight feel in the main event as the beautiful Madness graces us with her presence.
And her opponent from Tokyo, Japan, the Women's Grand Prix champion, Julia.
And like what she did on Breakdown as the Sapphire champion, it was the constant appearances week in and week out for Julia. Whether it was defending the title or just stepping in the ring and battling whoever was in front of her. She's here again on a different show doing the exact same thing. And while the title is not on the line, she is going up against a formidable foe in Lash Legend. It's time to see if Lash can hang with the big dogs. And Julia, time to show why you're a big dog now. We tie up, and you've got to feel the power's always going to go in favor of Legend. However, the first tie-up somehow sees the beautiful madness overpowering the bougie badass. We're in for a slugfest here. Just based off of the first couple of attacks coming through from both ladies. The cheap shot out the corner from Legend. And Julia just happily reciprocates with a stiff forearm cleaver to Legend. The action now already spills to ringside. Legend in trouble. Julia targeting the legs. Just an awkward position there. The lashes left and right knee. Hard landing there, and now an even harder landing. Butterfly suplex out from Julia. The response from Legend is a jawbreaker to get back to her feet. But yeah, as we were saying, Julia, time and again, stepped up to the plate. Regardless of the competition that was in front of her. She competed. And like Fallon, I would say, probably close to having the most amount of win/title defenses. And it's more important to note that 90%, I believe, of her title defenses on Breakdown happened on Breakdown rather than on live events on the weekend. And that just kind of shows the talent that Julia is. While she could be defending on the big time shows, like your Conquests, like your Turmoils, instead she proved herself week in and week out during regular scheduled broadcasting. And so you kind of have to class her as a workhorse. If any division, as Legend might be looking to put her away, but Julia's not having it. Instead, a whip from the champion puts the bougie badass in the corner. But the position's reversed. Legend charges in, meets the boots of Julia in her face, and scooped up, slammed down, put down, you name it, Julia's doing it, and the cover comes through. One. Quick kick out. Eyelash Legend. You see Julia fired up now. We know she can do pretty much anything, and this is one of those big anythings. Hooks her up for the spinning Michinoku planting lash. Center of the ring, good for the cover, but not good enough for the win. 2 count comes through, but here we go. A kiss goodnight. Arriva Dirchny connecting onto Legend. 1, 2, through. Big kick out there. The lights should have gone out, but they stay on for the moment as Legend misses her shot. Julia does not, but Lash catches the follow-up shot. Julia, forearm smash. Gonna put Lash down for the moment, but a jawbreaker again, the response from Legend, and she's caught Julia. Forearm smash of her own, reciprocating what the champion does, and the beautiful madness. She tries to do whatever she likes. However, Legend is not gonna budge, not gonna allow that to happen. And she hooks up Julia. Chokeslam attempt, but the arm comes up across the side of the head. Julia escapes the danger, throws a headbutt, now has a bougie badass on the back foot. For the moment, chokeslam attempt again, but an arm drag takedown. Julia riding the wave of momentum, evading the damage and catching Lash off guard. Hooks her up, the hammerlock in, the suplex also in. And if you're Lash Legend here and now, you've got to wonder what it takes to hit your kill shot onto the champ. The beautiful madness She's beautiful, alright. But the madness is certainly being felt here. The willingness to battle the night before Fearless. Before you have to go against two of the biggest foes possible in Utami Hayashishita and Charlotte Flair. It's the big champ versus champ bout. And Lash, a little, just teeter. Into the Lash extensions, I believe. Cover here for Legend after she busts open Julia. Good for two. Champ able to kick out. Stays in this one. But for how much longer? As Lash. This is what got her such a solid performance during Turmoil. Just the constant destruction of her opponents, but the lights have gone out. That's Toni Storm. What's she doing out here? Apart from teleporting. Either way, Julia going to capitalize. Crucifix pin. Looking for the win. Lash rocked up and able to kick out. Storm not sticking around. And in fact, it gives Julia a chance to punish. Pump handle. Tossing overhead with the suplex. It's Julia chasing down her foe. Legend not gonna fall prey to it. Instead, fires off a knee to the body. Whip comes through. Legend sent flying into the barricade. The beautiful madness. Arriva, Dirch, no. No knee this time. Instead, it's powerbomb position, but fought out of. Julia in trouble. But now, still in trouble. Back elbow causes a separation. A count of 4 from our official. Julia going to send the head of Lash into the apron. And a boot to the back as well. From the beautiful madness. Well, now the count broken. Julia ascends up top. Launches the elbow. Will connect. Count reset by the champion. You know, she don't want to get the job done out here, but well, added punishment comes out here, and the spinning Michinoku just really tells you that Julia wants to win this. Gonna return Legend to the ring. And look for the cover. No Northern Lights bomb in sight from Julia, but she doesn't need it regardless. As she puts away Lash Legend. A prolific win. And it's a big, much needed victory heading into Fearless for the champion. Arguably the most solid rock here on the brand. As we look at how things are going tomorrow night, it's a big old night. Why don't we, after the replays and Julia's celebration, run down the card for Fearless?
Here is your winner, Julia.
Well, let's run down your card for Fearless. And, well, to kick off the night and most of the early parts of the night, it will be 3 teams of 8 stars battling it out, as it will be each brand versus brand in a 8-man tag team eliminators. Primetime will face Breakdown. Breakdown will then face Underground, and then Underground will face Primetime. And then we repeat those matches with the ladies. So both men and women will have 8-star teams battle it out in those big 6 matches to start the night. Then we shift over to the tag team divisions, starting off with the men, as the Usos represent Primetime, taking on Breakdown's Team 3D, taking on the Underground's Booker U in a 3-way tornado tag eliminator. Then another tornado tag eliminator happens, this time for the ladies, as Green and Niven represent Primetime, battling Fatal Influence of Breakdown. And last but no means least, Lynch and Mercedes Monet, the 2 horsewomen, battling for Underground. After that, it's mid-card titles, as Stephanie Vaquer, Jordan Grace, and Roxanne Perez will all do battle. Stephanie of Primetime, Grace of Breakdown, and Roxanne of Underground. From there, it's a men's match. Psycho Clown of Primetime will battle Drew McIntyre of Breakdown, and main event R-Truth representing Underground. And then all that's left are your top titles. We are starting with the women. Utami Hayashishita, Charlotte Flair, and Julia all going toe to toe. That's a big one, with Primetime being Utami, Charlotte Flair being Breakdown, and Julia being obviously Underground after her previous win tonight. Thus leaving your main event, the men in action, as Primetime's Rainmaker Kazuchika Okada battles the aerial assassin of Breakdown Will Ospreay, and the American Nightmare of IPW Underground Cody Rhodes. It's a stacked card. Every champion in singles divisions are in action. And then we've got the carnage of the 6 openers. It is just going to be one crazy night. In fact, 14 bouts, I believe, in total. If not, it's like 12. But the most bouts, I think, in 2026 on a live event in one night is pretty impressive. So with that impressiveness, leave a like down below. Subscribe if you're new around here if you want to. And I will see you tomorrow night for Fearless. Peace out.
Never break, always fight, never quit, do it right, play the game, win it life, have no shame, there's no time, feel the pain, live the grind, I could change, in my mind, pick a lane, commit and climb, the only way to win it life, I never miss, that's fact, taking big